How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is fine. I say hello to our subscribers.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today, I'll be preparing my second son who got admission into secondary school for, I'll be teaching him some of the things he needs to know and things he needs to avoid in boarding school. So this he got admission into, they gave us the school policy book, and inside this book it contains the do's and don'ts, like things you are meant to do as a student and things you are not meant to do as a student, things that when you do them you either get an expulsion or punishment. So it is more like him getting to know things to do and things to avoid. Because in book, let me give you for an instance, it is boarding house codes, rules and regulations, in the sense that for each boarding house there is a rules and regulations that they are meant to abide in. So first of all, if your child is preparing for boarding school or will be going back to school this September or university, especially as a first time student, maybe that is our first time of leaving the house, it is very much important that you prepare your child so that they will know what to do and things not to do. So in this book, and for every school, first of all, in your children's school, there should be a rules and regulations. You need to find out going to attend to, get the necessary information, because like I said, this is the one for his school. You need to find out the rules and regulations for your children's school. Get the necessary information. From there, that's how you'll be able to to use the information you were given to coach, teach or direct your children on how to behave when they get to the school. So every school has its own rules and regulations. So in case if you get to watch this video, you have to find out the rules and regulations of your school, of your children's school. That way you'll be able to help you coach your child before they will now go back to school. So like I said, his school, they have their own school policy handbook, and that is what I am holding here, because it is from the rules in the handbook that will enable me tell him things he should be able to do and things he should not do. First of all, I gave him this policy book to read since over a week now. He has been reading it because I want him to memorize what is reading in the book. So as you are watching this video also, aside coaching your children to know the rules and regulations, also give the book to your child. Let your child go through the school manual, the rules and regulations, master it to avoid any excuse in future. So like I said, in preparing your children for, before I move further towards the school policy, in preparing your children for boarding school life, there are so many things you have to teach them. You have to teach them how to keep their selves clean. That is good personal hygiene. Because now that they are still at home with you, you might be the one helping them to brush their teeth or to take their bath. Once they leave the house without boarding school, you as a parent or your nanny or your house help will not be able to be there to start helping them to brush their teeth or to take their bath. So you as a mom or as a dad, you have to start now before school resumes to make sure that your child has mastered the art of brushing his or her teeth, or taking his or her bath. In fact, keeping a good personal hygiene. So that is number one. You have to prepare your children for boarding school life, and that is, you have to first of all make sure that your child has mastered how to keep his or her self clean. That is number one. Then number two is your child be able to know how to wash his or her clothes. Your child be able to know how to wash his or her clothes. Because in boarding school, even though in some schools they do give those clothes to maybe seniors to help and wash and all that, whereas in some your child will be the one that will be washing his or her clothes. So in order to prepare your children for boarding school life, you have to, teach your child how to wash his or her clothes. It is very important. Like I said, the first one is learning how to brush their teeth, take their bath, apply cream, personal hygiene. Then the second one is knowing how to wash their clothes. Wash their clothes and iron them. If you don't want to be replacing clothes all the time, you have to make sure that your child has mastered how to iron his or her clothes. So that's number 2. Number 3 is you have to teach your children how to keep their things well. There are some children that they don't know how to keep their things well. So you have to teach your children how to keep their things well, their personal belongings well, because in boarding school, they will be the ones to look after their things. Their mom or their dad will not be there again. It is the whatever training that you give to your child, that is what he or she is going to carry and enter the boarding school. So you have to prepare your child in all these aspects. They should be able to learn how to keep their things well. They should be able to know how to keep themselves neat, personal hygiene. They should be able to know how to wash and iron their clothes. What did I say?
They should be able to wash and
iron their clothes and keep their things well. So that's number 3. Number 4, there are some children. One thing a lot of parents need to understand is that boarding school, in secondary school, your children are going to meet other children from different environments, different upbringing. There are some children from good homes, there are some children from bad homes, there are some children from all kinds of terrible upbringing. So your child is going to meet all kinds of children from different upbringing. So, and there are some children that are just bullies. There are some children that all they know how to do is to look for trouble, to fight, to cause commotion. So it is your duty as a parent to prepare your children for that kind of stuff, even though some schools are very strict when it comes to all these things. But we still have to do our part. So you have to tell your children that it is not okay to bully someone, and it's also not okay to be bullied. Tell your children that it is not okay to bully somebody, and it is not also okay to be bullied. Let them know that if they are being bullied, instead of keeping quiet and crying, let them report to the school authority. Yes. Instead of you to go there and be crying just because this person beats you or this person say you have a big head, instead of trying to fight back and all that, they should just go and report to the school authority. Because there is this story I saw on Instagram about some children making jest of another child, and instead of that child to report to the school authority, the child ended up committing suicide. So you see that kind of thing is not good. So tell your child to always report any incidents or any case of bullying or mockery to the school authority. So the next one is, as you're preparing for your children, for boarding school life, also let them know that you care for them and they can always count on you. So that if there is any challenges that they are going through in school, they can be able to report to the school authority. So that is why you should also try and be close to your children. But in school life is quite different from you and your child staying, as in it's different from your child going to school from home. Because when your child is going to school from home, you are there to monitor your child and all that. But in boarding school, you will not be there to know what is happening. So that is why you need to prepare your children ahead of all these things. Let them also know that in boarding school, they are going to meet children from all kinds of upbringing. Let them know that it's not okay for anybody to touch any parts of their body. Because there are some children from all kinds of terrible lifestyle and upbringing. So you need to educate your children on the necessary things they need to know, so that they cannot be easily deceived into living a life that is not good for them. So like I said in the beginning of this video, like my second son is going to secondary school by September, and their school gave him a student policy handbook. So aside teaching your children how to brush their teeth, how to keep their things well, how to wash clothes and iron them, how to avoid troubles or report cases of bullying, you also need to get the necessary rules and regulations comes to your child's school. Help your children go through it and let them study it, so that that will enable them to avoid doing any of those things in their school book. Like this one now, he has already gone through all of them, and I asked him to revise what they said in the book, which he will still revise to us what they said in the book. Oh yeah, what and what did they say in this policy book?
They said that.
Be audible.
They said that.
Going to touch another man, trying to shoot your this inside another person's bum. If they catch you, they will expel you. Yeah, you are a man. You will soon be a man, and you are meant to marry a wife. I give me grandchildren. I'm not going to marry another fellow man. You have in your face. So if you do homosexual, you will do what? Expelled. The next one is what?
If you hit or slap anybody.
Be audible.
If you hit or slap anybody, you'll be expelled.
If you hit or slap anybody, you'll be expelled. Hold on. That's why I said you need to find out the school, as in the school rules and regulations of the school your children or your child is going to. Give it to your child. Let your child go through it, study it, and master every single thing in the book. When your child is done mastering everything written in the book, you guys can now also go through it. Explain those things very well for him or her, in case if there is anyone with big language that they don't understand. As you can see, I told him to summarize some of the things written in the book, and he's answering. Number one is, he said, if you are caught in the act of homosexual and all that, you will be expelled. If you are caught fighting, you will be expelled. So these things are also applicable to so many schools. You need to find out the rules and regulations of the school your child is about to go to. Go through it, study it. Let you and your children study it also. Teach anyone they don't understand, you also teach them, so that you understand the point, the school policy or whatever it is they are saying in the book, so that the person will understand it very well. So continue.
Failure to come to class early is punishment.
Failure to come to the class early is what? Punishment. That's good. So you have to make sure that you wake up early. Those days in boarding school, there's a time they will just ring the bell. Grung, grung, everybody will just wake up, go and carry their bucket, their toothbrush and everything. You take your bath to brush your teeth. I don't know if it is the same way they are doing it now, because our time and now are not the same. During our time, so you brush your teeth, take your bath, then next thing to go and pray. After praying, you now go and have your fast before preparing for class section. But I don't know if it's still the same way now. You see, you have to, once they ring the bell, monitor others. Look at what they are doing. That way, you have to be very fast so that you'll be able to meet up. Because the school has already said that failure to do what?
Failure to come to class early.
Failure to come to class early is what?
Punishment.
It's punishment. Good. So you have to try your best to come to class early. So what else did they say in this book?
Failure to resume on resumption day, that is punishment.
Failure to resume on resumption day is what? Punishment. That's good. So failure to resume on resumption day is punishment. So, but that one is not a problem, because it's my duty to make sure you resume on the day meant for you to resume. The next one is what?
Stealing something that does not belong to you is expulsion.
Stealing what does not belong to you is what? Expulsion. Good. Do not take anything that does not belong to you. Even if the person mistakenly keep it in your bed or in your locker, so far as it's not your own, return it. Because there are some children that they are also good in trying to set trap for other children, especially when they don't like you. The person might mistakenly come and put it inside your drawers and be like, oh, I'm looking for my water can or my pen. Who took it? Whereas the person intentionally went and put it in your drawer or your cupboard. At the end of the day, when they now end up searching and now see it in your cupboard, they will say you are the one that stole it. Whereas you are not the one. And that is how they will end up setting you up, and the school will expel you. So anytime you see something that is not yours in your cupboard or anywhere, go and report it. Sorry. So you have to go and return it. Okay? You have to go and return it. So the next one is what?
Staying off school premises. Premises is expulsion.
Staying off school premises is what?
Expulsion.
Expulsion. Staying off school premises is a expulsion. In this aspect now, it says staying off school premises is expulsion. Understand that in your school, they have day students and board students. Day students, they are the ones that comes to school and goes at the end of this class lecture or studies. And then those of you that are in boarding, like you'll be in boarding, you'll be going to boarding school, you live in the school. Make sure that nothing will make you follow anybody that does not stay in the boarding to their house. Because when you get there now, you will meet people that will be like, oh, my house is very close, oh, let's go to our house. After in the evening, you will come. Don't listen to that person. It has already said, if you leave the school premises, is what? Expulsion. So do not allow those ones that do not live in this school hostel to make you follow them to their house. If they say, come, let's go to your house, let's go to my house, this is close, tell them that if I leave the school premises, it is expulsion. So always make sure that all these policies, that you are always memorizing them in your brain. Always memorize them in your brain. So that will enable you not to make mistake. So the next one you remember is what?
Bringing or selling or exploding firecrackers is explosion. Gambling is explosion.
Gambling is expulsion. Good. Let me even put that expulsion part once again so that I will read it out. Okay, they said grounds for expulsion from the boarding house. Parents who visit their children in the college without permission from the college management. Parents who sneak in provisions for their children. Repeated cases of disobedience of college boarding house rules. Make sure you obey your boarding house rules. They said acts of homosexuality. This act includes but are not limited to sexual engagement between students. Kissing either on the lips or cheeks of another student. You see this part. If anybody try to touch you or do any rubbish on you, go and report to the school authority. The next one is keeping, seizing or taking another student's property and reported shoplifting. Do not take anything that does not belong to you. Then communication with parents or guardians or through staff without due permission from the college management. So don't try to use anybody's phone to call us. Don't try to use anybody's phone, maybe those staff or your hostel prefect. If they catch you, it's extortion. So they said bringing in or possession of contraband gadgets, mobile phones, tablets, and they are not allowed. So you don't take any mobile phone or tablets to school. As you are leaving now, tablets, I will collect all of them. They are not allowed in your school. Good. So they say cultism. Remember what I always tell you people. It's good to make friends, but at the same time, it's also good to mind your business. If you see somebody that is living a life that will not add value to your life, you stay away from that person. Well, if you want to make friends in your school, look out for children that are intelligent. They are the kinds of people that you should make friends with. You have to look out for children that are intelligent, children from good homes, children that has good sense of reasoning. You don't just make friends with somebody that is not serious with their studies, somebody that is always fighting, somebody that is always bullying others. It will not help you. So you have to look out for somebody that is intelligent, so that if you're not good in maths and the person is good in maths, the person will coach you. And if that person is not good in English and you are good in English, you will coach that person. You have to look out for people that have sense, people that are intelligent, people that are wise. And that's how you go far in life. Because the kind of people you associate with will either make you or mar you. And they will also determine how far you go in life. So now that you are starting your life journey by going to secondary school boarding, you have to be careful of people you associate with. Every parents, it is very important to tell your children to be careful of who they associate with. It is very important. So I have already read out the ground for expulsion. So the grounds for suspension from the boarding house, that is from the boarding house, failure to resume as stipulated for boarders, open refusal to accept corrective or disciplinary measures. This number 2, if your house parent corrects you, accept correction and try not to make that mistake. Okay. So the next one is leaving the boarding house without permission from the assistant administrator. You don't just wake up and leave the boarding house. You have to make sure you inform the assistant administrator. So the next one is bringing, selling, and exploding firecrackers inside the hostel. No matter whatever celebration that is going on in the school, whenever you bring or sell firecrackers. So the next one is bullying. Like I told you in the beginning of this video, do not bully anyone, and also try not to allow anybody to bully you. If anybody looks for your trouble, all you have to do is report to the school authority. Okay? So it says possession of contraband provisions or items. The only provisions that should be in your bag are the ones that the school allowed. Hitting or slapping a student will lead to suspension. So no matter how much anybody tries to look for your trouble, tries to push you, tries to make you feel sad or angry, try not to hit that person. You know what you should do? Just move away from the environment and go and report to the person to the school
or ignore
authority, or ignore that. There are people that they are naturally troublesome. So it is left for you to ignore that person or report to the school authority. So and the next one is fighting. If you fight, the school will suspend you. So try as much as possible to avoid fighting. Okay? Yes, try as much as possible to avoid fighting in the school. So here it says mode of dressing. Boarders are required to respect the college dress for activities in the boarding house. Example, housewear and Sunday wear. Every morning, ask if you don't know what they are meant to wear for that particular day. Your house rep or your other students, what are we wearing today? Then make sure that the outfit you are wearing is a dress code for the day. Okay? So the next one is students in the boarding house must appear neat in their housewear and have them buttoned and tucked in always. Only brown khaki material prescribed by the college should be worn by students in the boarding house outside lesson hours. Others are expected to put on their brown khaki with brown sandals. You are listening. Boarders' attire for Sunday is the college Ankara material, which must be sewn in the pattern recommended by the college. All forms of exaggerated design are forbidden. On Sundays, boarders are to put on black shoe with their Ankara. Boarders are expected to have 3 pairs of uniforms so as to ensure they appear at all times. All students must have their names neatly knitted or monogrammed on their uniforms to prevent them from being mixed up or misplaced. Students are to come to school with their personal wristwatch. Marked wristwatches are forbidden. If such wristwatches are found in students, school. Open again for Mr. Kenneth. Quietly. So the next one is conduct with the boarders' house. It says, be of good manners and behavior. Takes part in every college activity. Does not move around the boarding house school premises without wearing his clothes or any time of the day. So you see the conduct within the boarding house must be of good manner and with anybody. If anybody tries to bully you, you report to school authorities. Keep your things well. Always wear the uniform meant for the day. Okay? No fighting, no bullying, no cursing, no stealing. Okay? So that's all. You can go. So I'm done coaching him. I had to remind him of the rules and regulations written in his policy book. So that is why I said that every parent needs to prepare their children for boarding school life. Go through their school policy book, find out the things written in the policy book, and use it and teach them. I'll be right. So as I was saying, I am done coaching them with the rules and regulations in his policy book. So this is his new school policy book. So it is left for you to, do your part by teaching them the things they need to know, like prepare them for boarding school life. Make sure that by now they have mastered how to brush their teeth, how to take their baths, how to wash their clothes, how to iron their clothes, how to, arrange their things well. If you buy things for their boarding school, for those going to boarding school, take them to any tailor. Let them make sure that they have their names written on them. Because initially, I was making use of marker. But after those clothes, maybe for like some days, it will just wash off the marker paints. But if you take those items to all this tailor and they use their needle and thread to write the names and all that, it will make it last more long. And even if they replace their items with other students, the students will be able to return it back, unlike when it is just marker, which can be easily removed. So anything that you are buying for them now for their back to school, you just have to make sure that they have their names written on them, and that will enable those things to last more longer. Just have to write their names on them. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye.